Absolutely, great to see you. Did you get in safe yesterday?
Absolutely. A little bumpy
Awesome.
flight, but it was fun.
Great. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm so excited about helping you guys actually get the home on the market, this time get it sold.
Great,
Get you to
great.
Park Cities for both of you to be there.
That's right.
You excited about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell you what, before we sit down, I'd like to take a quick look around. Would that be okay with you?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Great. I'll just meet you back at the kitchen table in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Perfect. Nice house. Wow. You guys have a great place.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll tell you what, let's talk about getting you to Utah.
Yeah.
Now, you're already there,
Yes.
Tom, and obviously you want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while, so.
I know it's kind of frustrating,
Yes.
just taking you some time to get there. Well, I'll tell you what, Jesse and Tom, I actually wrote down, I always start with 3 really important questions. My first question is, do you absolutely have to sell this house?
Yes.
Okay, we're definitely selling the house. You're moving, not planning to come back, and not interested in renting it.
No.
Okay, great. My second question is, will you price your home where it will actually sell? Or are you okay if it just, stays on the market for a long time again?
We gotta sell.
Yeah, we wanted to sell.
Yeah, and you definitely want to get it sold.
Yeah.
Good, well, I'm glad we're on the same page on that. And then, of course, now the third and most important question is, do you want me to handle the sale for you?
So far you're doing real well. I think, yeah, I'm comfortable at this point.
Good, so far so good.
Yeah.
Great, well, obviously, at the end of my presentation tonight, one of 3 things is going to happen. Number 1, of course, is you'll have the opportunity to list your home with me. Now, number 2, you may decide not to list your home with me. And sometimes, number 3, I may decide not to take a listing. I just want you guys to know any one of those is fine with me. My job is simply to help represent your best interest and help you guys get what you want, which is to get to Utah. Does that make sense?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Now, real quick, I just want to take a moment and review the questions, the information that we talked about over the phone. Is that okay? Now, you guys obviously are moving to Park Cities, Utah, and you're running a ski resort there.
Correct.
That's exciting. Congratulations on that. And you're actually commuting back and forth, so you told me on the phone you'd like to be there yesterday.
Absolutely.
So obviously you want to get the home sold as quick as possible. And you had the house on the market for right under $1 million, had reduced it to $950. And you'd mentioned obviously the price was a problem, but you did not want to go below $900,000, correct?
Right.
Okay. And you said you owe $420,000, and obviously you want me to get your cash out to put down on the next house, which you already have under contract there.
Correct.
Excellent. Okay, great. And is there a deadline on that contract, on the contingency, or what's the situation?
No,
on
it's
that?
just it's a situation where they said, that they wanted us to list with their affiliate here. It's Coleman
Right.
Banker. And
Okay.
we said that, we were interviewing other agents, so they didn't want to really put a contract together yet. House is still on the market, so we
Okay.
figure once we get ours sold, we'll go back to them.
Okay, great. So basically, we need to get this house sold before that one sells,
Correct.
or you lose that house.
Yeah.
Okay, and what you don't want that to happen.
Well, there's a lot of houses on the market in Utah,
Yeah,
so
okay.
if we lost that
It's a
one.
good house.
Yeah.
It's not a do or die, but you like the house, Jesse. I can
Well,
tell, yeah.
It's a do or I die, so yeah.
Which is important, right? So my job is to keep you alive and make you happy, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
excellent. Great. And you said that you're talking to a couple of brokers, and have you already met with them?
One, yes.
Okay, you've already met with one, and you still have one to go.
We're questioning that because, it's, they haven't been in the business very long. We think
Okay.
we need to have this in the hands of
Right.
someone that knows what they're doing and get it done in a quick period of time.
Excellent. And obviously, you guys are ready to make a decision as soon as you know what the right decision is.
Correct.
Perfect. Okay, great. And at this point, you're not planning to sell yourself?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, excellent, perfect. Well, I'll tell you what, the good news is there's only 2 issues that we have to talk about tonight. Number 1 is your motivation to sell this home, which we've already established, right?
Yes.
Definitely motivated.
Yes.
And then number 2 is the price that we set on your home. Now, what's important is for you to realize in this market that those really are the only 2 issues in selling a house today. So are we clear on that part?
Yeah.
Price
Okay.
and
Price and motivation, exactly. So I prepared what we call a comparative market analysis. Now, you guys have seen one of these before, right? Sure. Great. Now, actually, there are 2 parts to this research. The first part, right here, the active listings, I call it fantasy land, because it's what homeowners want to get for their house, but we don't know. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then part 2 are the sold homes. Now, I call that reality. because it's what real estate professionals have listed and actually sold homes for. Now, Jesse, basically, we're gonna have to decide tonight where you guys are gonna spend your time. Does that make sense? And see, the problem is for the last 4 months, unfortunately, it looks like Fantasyland keeps you here and living here in the beach cities, and reality is what's gonna take to get you to park cities. Make sense?
Right.
Okay, great. Now, here's what's important. The purpose of a comparative market analysis is actually to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer.
Right.
Now, have you thought about how buyers determine value?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They're gonna look at the comparable sales, what other things are sold for.
Just some
Yeah.
more bedrooms, some of that.
Right, so they're gonna do it by comparison
Condition.
shopping, right? And they're gonna not just look at your house, they're gonna look at the price of your home with its features and benefits, and then they're gonna compare it to the features and benefits of other homes
Right.
that are on the market right now or that have recently sold.
Right.
Okay, so that's how buyers shop. In fact, let me just do this. Let's say, for example, that you guys were gonna buy a new car, okay? And you went down to the dealership, and one dealership had the exact car you wanted for $40,000. Okay? Now you're gonna go look at another dealership, right?
Absolutely.
So you went to another dealership, and they had the exact same car again for $40,000. Exact same car, except this one has a nav system, and it has the full premium package. Same price.
Yeah.
Which car has more value?
This one here.
This one right here, right?
Yeah, navigation.
Okay, and why is that so, Tom?
Well, because you're getting more for your money.
Exactly, you're getting more for your money. But what if you went back to the first dealership, and they put the car, no nav system, no premium package, but they put it on sale for $32,000? Which car would be the best value then?
First car,
The first car, and why is that?
because I can put it in my own now.
Put in your own nav, you can do your own upgrades
Right.
for $8,000, right?
Right.
So, the point is, you can see that if you want to increase value in the eyes of a buyer, A, lower the price, or B, have more features and benefits for a comparable price, the same price. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You guys have done a lot of upgrades to your property, like
Right.
several of the other homes that we're going to be
Yeah.
looking at that have sold,
Right.
right? But unless you're planning to add more features and benefits to your home still, are you?
Oh, no.
You're done with
No,
all
we're
that?
done,
Right.
yeah.
Then obviously today, price is the only issue. Okay, can I show you what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, I just want us to start, we're gonna first start here at the Fantasyland part, okay? And I just want to show you a couple. These are 5 homes that are very, very similar to yours, all right here in this part of Hermosa Beach. If, notice that one of them is right here next door virtually,
Yeah.
okay?
Sure
And then
is.
these 4 right here are all right, within just less than a quarter of a mile from here. The 3 of these 4 are much closer to the beach than you guys are. Okay, I mean, here you guys are more in the greenbelt area, and they're actually down in the sand.
Right.
Okay, so that makes some difference in value, but that's what buyers are looking at.
Right.
Everybody would like to be closer to the beach for a price range. So I want you just to notice, for example, let's just start with this house next door, because it's the one
Yeah,
that,
it's just.
they're definitely gonna be looking at this one too, right? Okay, now notice, apparently it's the exact same floor plan, and I went in and I looked at mine, if I remember correctly, it's the exact same floor plan as yours. Okay? They've updated it and upgraded. Have you guys seen this house?
We saw when it first came on the market.
Yeah,
And
I
notice-
remember it. I think ours is nicer.
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
their kitchen was updated, but it was
They don't
updated
have the
years
view
ago.
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, they don't have the view.
Right, well, and unfortunately, your view is not, there's no view here either on your house.
Sure, man, go up on the roof.
Got it. So watch this. Notice how many bedrooms?
Yes. 3?
3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms.
How many baths?
1.
1 bath. How many square feet?
It's 1125.
1125, which is the same as yours.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now notice what price they're asking.
What? $799?
Just put it on the market for $799,000.
Yeah.
And notice how many days it's been on the market.
It's been 11.
Okay, it's only been on the market 11 days, which
Mm.
means you're going to be competing this time head-to-head with that house.
Wow, that's the lowest price.
Okay.
Have you called that agent? Did you find out if they have any offers on it?
It's a
or anything?
standard sale, okay? As far as I know at this point, it is still available. Okay? Now, notice these other houses right here. Notice how many bedrooms this one has?
3.
3.
3
Same.
bedrooms, the one on Springfield. How many baths?
It has 1 more bath.
Has an extra bath. Notice how many square feet it has.
It's a little bigger, 1469.
1,469.
Yeah.
Now, It's not as nice as your home. But notice what price they're asking.
845.
$845, and it's got over 300 more square feet and an extra bathroom.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Plus, it's closer to the beach than yours is. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Look how long it's been on the market.
Wow.
Now, you know,
That's
it's interesting.
almost
They actually started it at $949,000. They've reduced it over $100,000. Okay? Now, if you look, does that make sense? You see what I'm saying here? So notice, and these other homes are very similar. Again, these two are both very close to the beach. 2 blocks off, both of them have ocean views.
Oh.
Okay, again,
Oh.
okay,
Only
only
two
2 bedrooms.
bedrooms,
They only
yeah.
have 2 bedrooms, these two.
Right.
Okay, they both have 2 baths, but look
Yeah.
at the size of them again.
Yeah.
How many square feet?
One of them's bigger, 1520.
1,500 square feet, and this one,
That's close to ours, 1170.
1174. Close. Again, notice the price they're asking. Both of them are asking, how much is that one?
879.
879. Tom, how much is that one?
884.
Look how many days it's been on the market, Tom? Okay.
Yeah. it's
And
a
how many
long
months is
time.
that?
That's almost 6 months.
Yeah, it's over 6 months.
6 months.
Tom, you interested in commuting for 6 months?
Wow.
No.
I mean, obviously not. And all I'm doing is I'm just saying, look, this is the reality of what's happening in this market.
Yeah.
And we gotta deal with this, because you've got homes here that are significantly larger than yours, not as nice, but it has an ocean view, and it's at 879, and it's still been on the market for 6 months, and it still hasn't sold.
Wow.
Now, your house is nicer,
Yeah.
but again, square footage,
Yeah.
it's significantly closer to the beach. I mean, it's on Bayview,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And I've seen that house. There's nothing wrong with it other than it needs some updating, and they started out with it overpriced again.
So what price are you suggesting?
Well, let's now look at reality,
Okay.
okay? There have been 3 homes that have sold recently that are very much like yours. Okay, for example, this house on Springfield Avenue, okay? Notice how many bedrooms?
It only has 2.
Only has 2 bedrooms,
Yeah. 2 baths.
2 baths, square feet,
Small,
960.
960.
So it's smaller than your house.
Small.
Notice what price it sold for.
Whoa, 699.
Sold for $699. Now, this home is virtually in the same condition yours, completely renovated, okay, completely updated. Have you seen, you know that neighborhood, right?
Mhm.
Have you seen that house?
I didn't see that.
But
Did you?
that's kind of the inverse of what we were just talking about, because now they're even further from the beach than us.
It's fairly comparable to the beach in terms of distance from the beach.
Okay.
Because the bottom line is the features of having a view or a walk to the beach, both yours and theirs are very comparable in that respect.
Okay.
Okay? Notice how many days it took to sell.
Not too long.
Not too
19.
long. Wouldn't that be nice to have your house under contract and sold in 19 days?
Wow.
Okay? When we price it right, that's what happens. Okay? Now notice this house right here. 1227 20th place. Notice how many bedrooms?
Yeah, that's a bigger one. 4
Yeah,
bedrooms.
4 bedrooms. How
one
many baths? One bath.
One.
How many square feet?
1222.
1,222 square feet. Okay?
It's a little bigger.
A little bigger. This house, yours is a little bit nicer than this one. It's been remodeled and updated, but not as recently as yours.
Okay.
Okay? They've got some great landscaping, and they're closer to the beach. Notice what their price they sold for.
Wow. 749.
$749,000. Now, what's the good news?
It sold really quick.
Sold in
6
6 days. Now, you want to know what's amazing is that house was actually listed at $725.
Oh, 725.
Okay?
Mhm.
In this market, when we price it right, one, it sells quick, and 2, you're going to get as good a price as you can get. In fact, you may even get above list price if you price it right, because you get people excited about your home. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Right.
And then this last property, I just want you to notice here on 462 25th Street again. You know, just a few blocks from the beach, much
Right.
closer. Notice how many bedrooms?
2 bedrooms.
Only 2 bedrooms,
bath.
2 baths.
2 bath.
This house was completely renovated in 2007. Notice how many square feet?
1107.
1107. And now, again, do you know this neighborhood, right? Have you seen this house?
I have not seen
I
that.
haven't either.
Completely remodeled in 2007, completely done when they bought it. Notice what price they were asking, $899. Notice what price it actually sold for,
Yeah, 825.
$825.
Took a little bit
And it
of
still
time.
took 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, they had to actually reduce the price to get it to sell. And again, this one's closer to the beach, significantly closer to the beach, completely remodeled, very much like yours. Okay, so you kind of see a trend.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's supply and demand and price versus value.
Exactly. So let me ask you guys this. Obviously, moving to Park Cities is something you're definitely done. I mean, you're definitely going. You're
Yeah.
definitely selling this house because you need the money out, right?
Yeah.
So based on what we're seeing, guys, what price do you feel we gotta use to actually, remember, create value in the eyes of the buyer and to get somebody to decide to buy your home versus the competition?
Well, you know, I think that with everything that I've seen, and other realtors that I've talked to, I'm comfortable having them tell me their price first.
Okay,
So what price do you think?
great question.
Yeah, you saw our house, and it's really, really pretty.
Well, now that you've seen these numbers, okay, and I understand your house is pretty, as is, you know, this one and that one. These three houses have the same thing plus views. Okay, now that you've seen these prices based on what we're saying here, I'm gonna recommend a price of $799,000. Now, you guys wanna move to Park Cities, right?
Yeah,
So Jesse,
yeah.
will you list your home with me for that price tonight?
Wow, we didn't think about that price. We weren't thinking
No,
that.
no. Are you telling me that that's the price, or are you telling me if I listed at that price, I'm gonna be one of the guys that they bump up?
Great question. Here's what I'm telling you, based on what we're seeing in the market, that's the price your home will sell for.
It won't
Okay.
go higher than that?
Well, it may,
Okay, so you.
but it's the right price. You can see why, based on what we're seeing actually happening, based on
Yeah.
where the competition is.
Yeah.
Because you'd like to be one of these homes that sells sooner rather than be sitting here 6 months from now or a year from now, right?
Wow.
Mhm.
I just want us to put us in that position to get you the most money in your pocket that we can
Yeah.
in the least amount of time.
Well, I've heard, no, we didn't have this experience because we didn't have any offers, but I've heard that the buyers out there are looking to make a deal right now. So if I is listed at $799 and they're gonna offer me $740,
Right.
and I'm gonna end up playing that game, wouldn't you think that we should list it maybe at $849 and give them some room to
Yeah.
negotiate?
I
It's a
would feel
great-
better then.
It's a great question, and it's a valid concern, is,
Yeah.
you know, if we list it at 850 and then have some room to play with. Can I tell you the advantage of listing it here at $799? See, virtually in this market, the good news is it's virtually impossible to underprice your home. Can I explain?
Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
Just like this home right here. A lot of properties on the market, as you know, there's a lot of REO properties, bank-owned properties around, and not so much right here, but
Right.
around us. There's a different mentality, and that is that a lot of times when a home is priced competitively, it actually, rather than being a asking price that we're gonna negotiate down from, it's actually more like an opening bid price.
So
And
kind of an auction mentality.
More of an auction mentality, except that what that does is there are a lot of buyers out there in the market right now. Homes are selling. I mean, these three homes have all sold here within the last, they all closed, these two in January and this one, as you can see, in December. Okay, buyers are buying. Well, what I want to do is get the buyers in your home and excited about your home, get multiple offers, and if there's a possibility of getting more for the house, that's the price that we'll get it, rather than putting it at a price where we have to now wait and maybe do like they've done and to have this price reduction game, and your house becomes market worry in the meantime. Does that make sense?
Well, I was thinking that 850 would be good, but I see this one is like almost 3 months on the market.
Yeah. Well, and again, I don't want us to price your home where it helps these sells first, helps these to sell first. Does that make sense?
And if what I'm hearing you say is correct, you're saying if it's worth $830, we're gonna end up getting $830.
If the buyers are out there willing to pay $830 for it at $799, we get multiple offers, just like this home that sold earlier this month was listed at $725, it sold in 6 days at $749.
So if we consider that price, are you sitting here telling me you can get me that price? I'm not gonna be looking at somebody wanting to
Yeah.
buy it
Yeah.
at $760
Yeah,
or something.
great question. What I can guarantee you is that I'm going to represent your best interest, and I will negotiate to get you the best terms and price that are possible to get in this market. I can't predict the future.
How long do you
Does
think
that
it would
make
take to sell?
Well,
Because
based
the
on,
only reason,
great question.
the only reason to list it at this price is to get it done. What you're balancing here for me is you're saying it's a correlation between time and price.
It is, except that the longer a home sits on the market, the less it brings.
Right, so if I list it at $799,
You're going to get the best price possible. Now, here's the difference. Average homes that are selling in Hermosa Beach, the average days on the market is about 50 days. But the homes that are not selling in Hermosa Beach, the average days on the market is over 100 days. Fantasy land, reality. What that means is if your home is priced right, it will sell typically in the next month. Your home looks great, great location, there's nothing negative about your home. The only negative about your home in the past was the price. we price it, make it attractive, people get in this home, they're gonna do it. I would rather have 5 buyers come in here and make us offers and be able to negotiate 5 offers to get your price, rather than to have no offers at all to negotiate. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
That's why, as you can see, why I'm recommending a price of $799,000, based on what we know.
So that could go up a little bit if there's enough attention
We'll
with buyers.
Yeah, we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
it's beautiful.
But this is the best price to get you the most money. So, I'm ready to go to work for you guys, get you to Park Cities. You ready to put me to work?
Well, let's talk about how long of a term of contract you want, and of
Okay.
course, the big thing, you know, we talked about a step commission, we talked about a few other things.
Right.
So now that we know what your professional opinion of value is, let's talk about the money.
Okay, great. So, and before we go to the questions, the details, I just want to make sure we're all kind of on the same page, that we all agree that this is the price that it's going to take to get you to Park Cities, Utah with the most money in your pocket. Agreed? Regardless of the commission, regardless of the term of the contract, that is the price. We on the same
Well, if I
page?
can do it quick, I can get my money out,
Exactly.
and I can have this whole process finished in the next
Yeah.
60 days. I'm talking cardboard boxes landing in Utah.
Right.
Then I guess the reality is the reality, as you put it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
So, but if I'm taking I'm just putting this on top of the table.
right.
Is that if I'm taking what in my opinion right now is at least $100,000 differential to get it sold quickly.
Yep.
I want to share that pain.
Okay, and I hear you, and believe me, I hear you sharing the pain. So, and obviously it's a $100,000 differential. Now, here's what's we need to be clear on: $100,000, the difference between $899 and $799, is not a matter of could we sell it for $899 if we took longer. So there's not a trade-off of selling it fast versus selling it for more.
No, I
Does that
understand.
make sense?
No, I think
Yeah.
you've
It's
done
very
it.
important you understand we're not underselling your property to sell it fast.
Right. No, you've done a very thorough
Okay.
job of explaining the reality
Correct.
versus the fantasy.
Good, excellent. Because I want to get you guys there with the most money in your
Yeah.
pocket to get your new house.
Yeah.
Okay, and move on with your life, right?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Now, on the length of the contract, it's a standard 6-month contract. What I do is I have an easy out clause. After 30 days, if you don't feel comfortable with what I'm doing, then with simply a written notice, we'll have a conversation and I'll release you from the contract. Okay,
Okay.
But it's a standard 6-month contract just because I don't want to be chasing you down and worrying about a contract expiring if anything were to happen. That's just the standard way I work. But what I'm looking for is I will be 100% committed to representing your best interest, and you'll know that all along. Fair enough?
And you're giving me an out after 30.
After 30 days, piece of cake. If after
And
30
you'll
days...
give me that in writing.
Absolutely, it's already written into the listing agreement.
Okay.
Okay,
Fair
so when we go, my job is to represent your best interest. If you don't feel I'm doing that, then I'm probably not. After 30 days, what I've told you is, we're gonna be getting some serious action. And we're not gonna wait 30 days to have a conversation if we're not. Make sense? Okay, that's what it is. Now, unfortunately, I've already reduced my commission because there was a day when this house would sold for $1 million. We've all shared the pain. When the price has dropped, I've already had to reduce my commission just because we're selling for less. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna work less hard for you because of the market. I actually have to work harder. Okay?
Well, I mean, and I've talked to some of the your competitors, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of hungry agents out there right now that have literally, you know how it is when your listing expires. I mean,
Yeah.
they come out of the woodwork.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them have dropped paperwork on my doorstep, never even called me and said, "I'll sell your house for 3.5%."
Yeah, yeah.
So I kind of feel like I might be giving a little bit away if I just wait and negotiate with some other realtors. I could probably get a better price. Are you willing to adjust your commission?
Great question, and I'm not willing, I just can't afford to do it. Can I tell you why?
Please.
I'm gonna give you the best term, I'm gonna give you the best service. I'm gonna use all of my skills, all the marketing to get it exposed to all the qualified buyers. I'm gonna be working for you every day out looking for buyers for your house, as you'd seen in the market plan that I sent you. Okay? Now, I'm sitting here tonight. Have you met with any of those other 3.5% people?
No, I talked to
No.
one of them on the phone.
And you understand the concept, you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah.
You get what you pay for. Okay, my job is, just in the strength of my negotiating, the same way I have the courage to stand up to you regarding my own value, was the same strength I will have in standing up for your home and negotiating with other agents and buyers regarding the value of your home, to protect your equity. Because that's what you want, right?
Yeah, we want the
So,
most.
so the other thing is that you're telling me that you're going to come in here, I'm going to lower the price to a price that's going to make it sell quickly, right?
Correct.
And we may have multiple offers, but we may not.
Correct.
Okay, so if I'm taking and lowering the price so that we're going to have offers real quick,
Right, right.
Let's say we sell it in the first week, let's say 2 weeks,
In 2 weeks,
okay?
which would be a very realistic possibility.
Okay, that means less time you've held the listing, and less time you've had to advertise or to market it. So
Right, right.
will you write a clause in there that if you sell it within 2 weeks, that you'll reduce the commission?
Tom, you're killing me. So let me get this straight. If I actually do what you're hiring me to do, which is get you to Park Cities faster with the money in your pocket, you want me to take less?
Well, it's less time you have to work,
Yeah.
it's just a question.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
The reality is, if I actually do the job you're hiring me to do and do it faster, that's better for you guys, right?
Mhm.
It's true.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
extremely aggressive, as you've already seen. I'm gonna be extremely aggressive getting your home sold faster. I work harder to do it that way. I work stronger to do it that way. That's me doing my job. That's what you're getting for my services. And I'm gonna protect your equity, get you the best terms of price, get you the most money in your pocket possible. And most importantly, Jesse, I'm gonna get you to Utah with your husband.
Yeah.
Won't that be great?
Mhm.
Great. Then if everything's ready, all I need you to do is just initial right here. We'll sign the contract and I'll be ready to get you to Park Cities.
Well, do you think we should talk about it?
We usually do, huh? We usually, take at least one night to think about it,
Yeah, I think that what we're gonna probably wanna do is sit on
talk
it,
about
Okay.
it.
you know?
It's a big decision.
Yeah, it's a real
Yeah,
big
It's
decision.
not what we expected,
Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
you,
a-
and you can see why it's reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Great. So obviously you've got to think about it. What are the main things we're thinking about? I mean, it seems to me like there's really 3 things we've got to think about. Number 1 is whether or not you're selling. Do you need to think about that at all?
No, we need to
No,
sell.
you need to sell.
Okay, I mean, definitely selling.
Yeah.
The second thing, obviously, that homeowners like yourself have to think about is what then is the price.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I
that's-
think we're pretty well in agreement, even though obviously it's not what you like.
Right.
I don't like it either, believe me. I'd rather sell it for $1 million. Okay, but the decision's pretty well been made. That is the right price, correct?
Seems like it will get some action.
And thinking about it's not going to really change the reality of the market, right?
Right.
Okay, and I'm just, all I'm trying to do is just look at this and say,
Right.
hey, what's really need to happen here?
Right.
And then obviously the third and most important decision at this point is do you want me to handle the sale for you and making that decision of am I the right agent for the job? Correct?
I think he's good.
Yeah.
Is that
It's
the
only
decision?
30
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, yeah. Should
So-
we sign it?
Let's sign it.
All right,
Decision's made.
yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Just sign right here, Tom. We'll be ready to go.
Thank you.